Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Mack. I'm a writer and mindset coach for multi-passionate creatives who want to get paid for doing the work that they love. And I wanted to jump onto you today to talk a little bit about feeling the feelings, all of them, and why that's important, even the so-called bad emotions, and how even that can be fun. And it's really, really important that we don't make ourselves wrong for not being happy all the time and for actually allowing space for some of those so-called bad emotions to come in. And I was inspired to talk about this today because I've been going through a little period of hibernation, and I had some really beautiful healing sessions with a couple of healers last week, and it brought some stuff to light. And really, if you're already an entrepreneur, you'll know the entrepreneurial journey is an extremely challenging and transformative one. And it involves a lot of personal introspection, a lot of looking at really what's going on for you personally, because that's the nature of transformation, is really being able to take stock of what's happening, so that you can decide and identify what needs to change for you to start creating different results, for you to start experiencing a different reality. And I was just doing a little bit of research, and emotions is something I'm always really curious about learning more about, because it's not something that we maybe grew up talking much around. And Chinese medicine is really amazing for giving us insight into a lot of the things that we don't really talk about, but maybe we are experiencing quite deeply on a day-to-day level. And what I discovered was, so in Chinese medicine, I think this is also in Ayurveda as well, that different seasons are connected to different emotions, and different emotions are connected to different body parts. So once you start to, pick away at more of these philosophies and ways of understanding our body and our health and the world around us, you can start to become a detective as to what's going on with you. So and just using that curiosity and that conversation with your body as to, where am I feeling emotions? What, where do they originate? What's the story around that? How is it impacting me? And, you can start to be a bit of a detective and learn so much about why you're stuck in a certain area, or why you're not moving forward with something that you want to move forward with, why something feels really difficult for you. And, that really all comes to giving ourselves the permission to really just pay attention to what's going on, being present in our body and our emotions, our thought patterns, and just allowing ourselves to observe actually what's happening, and really develop that conversation and that trust with our intuition, because we always know what's going on. We always know what's right for us. And as a result of some of the things that came up in the healing sessions I did last week, that led me to just this, this feeling that I really needed to rest and sleep a lot and just process those changes that were happening on a deep, emotional and energetic level. So that's exactly what I did. I gave myself permission to sleep a lot, probably the most I've slept in like a couple of years, really, really, really long sleeps. And I didn't make myself wrong for it. I didn't give myself a hard time for any of the things that I'd had planned. And actually, surprisingly, I still had a really productive week. It was different to, maybe some of my previous weeks. And then I recently discovered that in Chinese medicine, the season of fall or autumn is a time where maybe sometimes we experience more sadness, we experience more grief, and we go into periods of hibernation to process them. And how important it is to allow for all of the emotions, to not suppress or numb or hide from, make ourselves wrong, give ourselves a hard time for feeling a particular emotion, because they're all part of the spectrum. For us to experience joy, we have to also experience sadness so that we know the difference. Otherwise, joy would just become really monotonous if that was all we were experiencing all the time. And, obviously there's a fine line with getting caught up in our emotions and creating a story around them and allowing ourselves to maybe spiral. But the more we understand and the more we can be present with, listen to our emotions, ask what the story is that, that's causing them, that's around them. And there's so much we can learn from that, and so much growth happens, because when you listen, then you release patterns, you release emotions that have maybe been stuck in your body. They are a very physical, visceral experience, and often one thing that I've noticed through these years of transformation that I've been going through, overcoming my own health issues, is that I had numbed out certain areas of my body and I was just completely detached from them. And the reason is because there was a stored emotion in that place that was really painful for me. So piece by piece, I've been starting to just bring my attention to those places and recognize that I have the strength to feel every kind of emotion, and it's not going to ruin my life. It's not going to, the world isn't going to come crashing down around me if I feel my difficult emotions. And I think, we live in a world where it's so easy to look for the next hit or the next fix to feel good, whether that's another like on Instagram, whether that's, watching a comedy special or having a drink or eating some of our favorite food to make us feel good. Hi, Joe. So it's really important. Hi, Rob. It's really, really important to kind of switch out of that and get into the practice of feeling our emotions and asking ourselves, well, what am I feeling? What does this emotion have to tell me? What is the story? Why is that coming to me? Is it something that is in relation to something that happened to me in the past? Is it something that's telling me I have to react in a different way that's going to serve me better in this moment? And the more we start to develop that conversation, the less afraid we become of feeling our emotions, the more freedom we create for ourselves, because there's no longer avoidance of activities that you think will, provoke difficult emotions. And obviously that's like the number one driver for procrastination. If we think something's going to be emotionally difficult, we're going to avoid doing it. So think about it as like going to the gym, working out a particular muscle to become really strong, to be able to lift more weight. It's kind of like that with our emotions. The more we are really present with and feel our emotions, the more strength we have to be able to take on more challenges, to be able to move in a direction where maybe we feel more vulnerable, to take bigger risks, to step into something that maybe we have no guarantees is going to work out, which again feeds into that conversation of trust and our intuition. And really, that's what brings us to the solutions, to the life that is the best for us. We are the only ones that have the answers. We're the only one that really knows what's going to work for me, what am I really going to enjoy, what's going to bring me the most happiness and fulfillment. Your intuition is the only thing that can tell you that. So the more we give ourselves permission to feel our emotions, to listen to them, to sit with them, even when they're really fucking uncomfortable and they're telling us the truth about ourselves that maybe we don't want to look at, that's the strength that gives us that momentum to move further towards what we want, to step into whatever direction our intuition is telling us. And our intuition works in completely illogical ways. And I love that. That's something for me, I've talked about my journey with singing. Just having this random intuition for feeling like I needed to do more singing. It was something that I really enjoyed. And just the incredible shifts and health benefits and community and changes in my life that has come just through pursuing that and taking one little action step every day more in that direction. And I see that with my clients too. They'll get random intuitions to like, oh, I've just suddenly felt the need, like I needed to get a dog. And then you can see how these little actions in our life lead to, you going out for walks more often, which leads to more inspiration, which leads to more well-being, more time to maybe connect with our emotions or shift out of certain stories that are kind of going on in our heads. So lots of food for thought for you there. And let me know how it goes. I still have a couple spots left in my Self-Worth Magic course, which is going to be a really awesome group program for laser coaching to go one-on-one in a group setting to see where maybe some of your blind spots are keeping you from, taking those courageous steps in the direction of what you really desire. So let me know, give me a message if that feels like it's something that's calling you. And have an amazing day. I will be back very soon. I'm slowly stepping out of hibernation, so you're going to be seeing more of me. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. Bye.